Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Crush It in Sales podcast. This week is about how to create a successful business. And I'm going to add, be happy in the process. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Melinda Van Fleet, and I'm a sales, strategy, and success coach for business women. I'm a business consultant, and I infuse mindset, intuition, and human design in my coaching and consulting. One of the most important things that you can do is manage your day. Yes, manage your day. This seems like such a simple concept, but people don't do it. So before we begin this podcast, I'm going to ask you to be really, really truthful and honest with yourself. Are you managing your day the best that you can? Is what you're on your list either productive, keeping you focused towards your goals and your dreams? Or are they things that make you happy, right? That's really important too, to have the balance. Because if you do not have these things in check, you are going to have a really hard time creating a successful business and feeling good in the process. What does this mean? This means that you may often become overwhelmed, have anxiety, stress, not see the desired results that you would like, and you're just not going to feel good overall. Anxiety, stress, and overwhelm, those are feelings, right? So you want to feel happy, but then you need to recognize that the anxiety, overwhelm, and stress don't feel good. And sometimes people just think of them as like actual terms, but they don't recognize how that actually feels in your body and build awareness around that and then shift it. So what is really, really, really important, and I'll walk you through a quick example about myself, is to look at your day and really decide how much time you wish to give something. What do you need to layer in to move forward? And what needs to go away or spend less time on? The concept of time is really kind of nuts if you think about it. Like, the universe doesn't know time, but then we have to manage to time and get certain things done within a day and certain things delivered by a client's expectations or by something going on in your household, right? So we still have to manage to time, even though we're told from the standpoint of like the universe not to worry about time. So it can get a little tricky. I've been there many times, no pun intended. So when you start this process, if you are someone who is struggling with getting stuff done, with seeing results, your expectations not coming to fruition, I'm going to really challenge you to sit down or go for a walk. That could work too, or drive, and think about how you're spending your day. Really think about it. You know, there's a lot of talk out there about, this has been going on for years, this isn't new talk, how much time people spend on their phones and on social media. That's a huge chunk of it. I know that I have lessened my Facebook time for sure this year in order to fit something else in. So when I realized what I wanted to do to elevate my business and also my client's business, and it's something that I've infused now into my consulting program, that it's really just kind of a win-win for everyone involved, is it takes time to build that. It takes time for me to study, to learn, to connect with the right people. So something out of my day had to go, or in this case, actually be lessened. And that was Facebook, to be really honest. When I look back, I spent a lot of time on Facebook in 2021. Again, to be real honest, listening to other people's, don't know, their experiences, their expertise. And it didn't really serve me. I ended up with 4.2 thousand friends and kept seeing the same like 30 in my feed. And I'm going to also say, not a ton of engagement unless I post a picture of me with my excited look, which, I love to do. There's nothing wrong with those pictures. I do like them. But after that, like, not a lot of engagement. And I noticed this on lots of people's posts, not just me. So I was noticing this trend, right? Going, okay, I'm spending more time on Facebook. Now I have 4.2 thousand friends. The photos and things that get engagement are just me, a picture of me being excited and happy. And then all I'm getting back from people is, you look great. You're so inspiring. And that's not translating to business, at least at this moment in time. So I had to really look at, what is Facebook serving me and how much time am I on Facebook and what does that look like? So I cut a huge chunk out of Facebook time and shifted it into this other piece of my business that is really, really going to be a great thing. Probably in about 3 months, I'll feel like I'm got it kind of down pat. But I started to put in place some discipline around that. So 2 hours a day, mostly at night and on the weekends, I'm focused on learning this new aspect of something I'm adding into my business. So I actually felt really good to spend less time on Facebook, to be really honest. And I also bought a tool, and it's an affiliate link. I'll put it in the show notes, to clean out Facebook friends, like edit them, that aren't engaged, that are just not even active at all. I've noticed some names and been like, well, that's kind of weird. I wonder if they deleted their Facebook account. And kudos to them if they did. So this tool, after a couple weeks now, I'm down to 3,000 friends. And let me tell you, the feed has already changed up. So I'm like really excited about that. And I'm going to see how low I can go. Like if I can get under 1,000, like that's fantastic. I'm good with that. So having all these followers and focusing on having all these followers, and I really don't like to use the word follower, so I'm just going to make that a statement now too, but I put a Medium article on medium.com about that. But followers and friends that you're really not friends with, like, what does it serve you, right? So it was time that was wasted is where I'm going with this. It was time that was wasted. So I got rid of that. Then you really have to factor in the discipline over time. The discipline over time compounds to help you get to create a successful business. Because things just don't happen overnight. They just don't like magically happen. Oh, I started doing this and after 1 month it's all together. No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. It's compounded effort over time. So when you really do a deep dive into some other coaches and experts, you'll see they'll say, I did this for years before I saw a result. Someone's free webinar I just watched earlier this week, he was a writer as a side hustle for 7 years before he finally felt comfortable to quit and do it full time. So now he's been writing for 8 years. And he has a very big following on Medium, on Twitter, and LinkedIn. And now he coaches and does courses on that. So kudos to him. But 7 years of hard work and discipline and putting processes into place to get there. So I would easily tell someone, just so their mind could be like at rest and just have a sense of I'm not alone in this process, that it's going to take a couple years, 2 to 3 years, depending on what you're trying to do, where you're going with your goals and dreams, what platforms you're on, how hard you're working at it, and then all the other energy that is inside of you that really working with a coach one-on-one can nip at. It's hard to do that when you're just watching courses online and reading books and listening to podcasts. I would definitely recommend a private coach for further development to get you into alignment. So, yeah, when you do those things, when you edit out the junk you don't need, you filter in the stuff you do need, and then you do that consistently over time. I am working on this new aspect of my coaching and consulting business, which also helps me personally in my business, every day for 2 hours, every day. And I know I probably won't feel that like I got it, let's say, for about 3 months. And I've given myself that 3 months to go, okay, breathe. I got this. This is a big thing I've got to learn. I've had to take a couple courses, and it's going to take some practice and getting out of my comfort zone. And that may take a couple months. But at least I'm starting, and I put the plan in place to get there. And I'm executing the plan. And these are just basic things that it takes to be an entrepreneur. It just does. It even takes to be like in a corporate office and have a new piece of your job. You have to learn, you have to manage your day, less time having a coffee break, whatever, right? And then the wheels will start to turn. And then you'll start to see some success. But you have to do these things. You have to. You can't just keep adding and adding and adding and adding stuff to your day without editing. It doesn't work like that. And you'll hear other coaches and experts talk about focusing on one thing. Well, they say that because most people can't handle more than one thing. So if you are someone that knows that about yourself, just focus on one thing, then do that. Follow that advice. I would agree with that. But there is where you have to know yourself and know what feels good for you and doesn't stress you out and doesn't overwhelm you. So back to understanding how you feel and go, oh, this is too much on my plate. I have really overestimated, one of my favorite quotes, I've overestimated what I can get done in a day and underestimated what I can get done in 3 months. And you can change up that time for whatever suits your purpose. For the example I gave, I'm talking about 1 day versus 3 months. So if I miss a day, I've got that 3-month goal in mind. I'll figure it out. I'll make it up. It'll still work out. But have the plan, have the vision, edit something from your day, notice how you're feeling in your body, and adjust. If you do these things over time, they will compound and you will achieve your business success and feel good. So I hope these tips help. I will be really helping people, I'm going to say, like, do a deep dive, and I want it to be very collaborative. That's why I am doing this format, and that is a free mastermind. It will be over Zoom once a month. The Zoom link will be in my private Facebook group, Beyond Basic, and that link will be in the show notes here. So you can just click the link and request to join. It's also in my mailing, my newsletter that goes out on Fridays now. I've put the link for my Facebook group, or you can always message me or email me, like whatever's easier. Melinda@melindavanfleet.com. And I'm obviously on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Those are probably the primary places. So yeah, I wanted it to be like a collaborative mastermind to talk about anything that you feel you need to, and then not have it be like more content. Because honestly, Ryan and I were talking about this the other day. We both have so much content out there. Like, why does everyone think we need to keep creating all this content? It's insane, right? Like, if you think about it, like, do you remember every single podcast that I have ever recorded? I don't even remember every podcast that I've recorded. Like, there's just so much content out there. It's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, live summits, books, courses, you name it. It's just like this content hamster wheel of everything, of consumption, of creation. So I'm making this where it's just live, and whoever shows up, that's awesome, and you're more than welcome. And let's work on our goals together. Let's not have me just be talking, like y'all can hear me talk. So, like, again, I've almost 3 years of podcasts out there. Fill your boots. So let's have it be a mastermind and go over ideas, and not a hot seat. I hate that hot seat thing. That just gives me like the heebs. So it's just a collaborative experience, sharing ideas, sharing challenges that you may have that you need some help with, bounce an idea off, and let's just have fun. Like, do something fun and collaborative that moves you forward in this year. So check it out. Check it out. And until then, next week, I hope you crush it in sales. All links will be in the show notes. Thank you.